Alright guys, Big Papa Paul RC back again with another video. Try to fire out 2 or 3 this week purely because the last couple of weeks I've had a bit low output, just been busy with a few other things, but obviously not forgot the hobby, love it to bits, and yeah, here we go. So today we've got the HPI Maverick Quantum R here, which has been an absolutely outstanding car. This thing, relatively cheap in price compared to other RCs, especially 4S RCs, been super reliable, not really had any problems with it. I've actually had my first problem in the last outing, which was kind of my own fault, because normally what I do when I do videos with it has been a lot of road running, drifting, all the kind of stuff you expect a road car that you guys see, and this time I decided I wanted to take it out off-road. So it was a big gravelly area with loads of like sort of pebble chips, and it was quite dusty, and I was driving about having a lot of fun. Surprisingly, with the road tyres it was actually doing quite well, but I didn't record any footage purely because I was just out having a shot myself and we play around as I sometimes do. But what had actually happened was the spur gear and the pinion, a little stone or pebble must have got stuck in between the two, and because it comes with, which, like I say, at the price you can't argue, but it's got a plastic spur, which a plastic spur in 4S to me don't really go, it's not the best idea. So the original one in here is a 49 tooth spur, and I've got a replacement here, which is I'll put the part number up for you to see. It's a 150271, if you can see that there just now. It's a 46 tooth spur gear. So we're going to stick this in the car, and while we're sticking it in the car, some of the diff oils that Corrali sent me out, I'm going to put some heavy diff oil in it. A lot of guys have said the car handles better with heavier centre diff oil. Personally, as of driving it, I've felt the car superb as it was, but while we're changing the spur, taking it off, I'll go try a heavier oil, and next outing with the car we'll see if it is making anything different. I personally think changing the centre diff, it might do a little bit, it might help towards drifting or speed, whatever you want to do. Heavier oil probably for drifting, I would say a lighter oil for speed runs, but I want to keep this as a drift car as it is, because that's where I have my fun with this thing. So I think we'll do the centre diff, we'll do that first, see how it is, then if we like it or don't like it, we might try the front and the rear diffs, put different oils in them. But like I say, I'm relatively happy with the balance of the car out of the box. There's not really a lot to set up with these cars. You've got your spring rates, obviously you can put them down harder or softer, and that's it. There's not really any camber adjustments or that. It's a fairly straightforward RC, so the changes you do, there's not really a lot to get wrong as such. So what we'll do is I'll take the cover off just now, I'll show you the spur gear, the condition it's in just now, and after that, yeah, we'll get on to fitting it, putting new oils in it, and we'll also have a good general look at the condition of the little gears inside the centre diff, see if they're wearing or what oil even came in the car to begin with. I don't even know if it's oil, grease, or if it's empty. I've never actually opened it up as of yet to check. So here we go, let's get a look at the car a bit closer towards it. Right, we'll just lift the body off here, and we'll try and get the camera in a little bit for you to see what's happened. So give me a little second, we'll take this off the stand, we'll bring it over, and it's quite easy to see straight away. So obviously this is the pinion gear here, you can see the spur, it's absolutely destroyed, so nothing slipped. The motor mount itself's all looking good, solid. I purely just think it must have been a little bit of gravel, because there was a lot of stones in the car when I brought it home. I think one's either got stuck at the top or on the underside of the gear, maybe something bigger, and just with the plastic spur gear there, it's just rubbed away, and yeah, it's kind of destroyed. The car still goes, there's a little bit of whiny noise because the gear mesh is a bit ruined now, but to be fair, I'm not too disheartened, because putting this metal spur in here, it's something I always wanted to do anyway. I just don't like plastic gears in 4S or even the 3S cars to an extent. I think when you start going that way, you've got like your Mod 1 gears, etc. You want to keep everything metal. So to take this apart, I'm going to cut this bit on the camera just to save a bit of time on the video. Pretty straightforward. Obviously, take these cables out of the mount here. There's 4 2.5mm Allen keys. Once they're out, we should be able to just lift this off here, pull out the spur and the sort of centre diff. That should just lift out, not a problem. We'll check the bearings that are sitting in there too while we've got it out, and once it's out I'll open it up with you guys purely just to show you what kind of oil or what oil isn't in it when I have a look. So I'll get this out and we'll be back again in a little minute. Right guys, obviously it's the first time I've done this, so I told you it was just the 4 screws at the top plate, but actually this is a bit different to like an Arma or a Corrali where you can just pull out the centre diff. It's a solid plastic bit here, so what you actually have to do is when you take the 4 screws out the top, just spin this round for you to have a look at, there's the 4 bottom screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's another screw at the side here that holds the sort of motor mount on. You take the 5 of them out, all screws are all equal size. The back drive shaft just came out when I done that, that'll pop in no problem. Then you get over to your centre diff. So this is it here. Again, now what I'm going to do is open this up. There is just 4 screws at the front to change the spur. That should let us have a look inside it, and hopefully it's easy enough to clean out. The bearings inside it after a few runs feel pretty good. I'll probably use some of my sort of greases here, maybe the copper grease that I've got or the lithium grease or something, put that on here while I do it just to make the bearing a bit smoother. Well, keep it smooth, I wouldn't say make it smoother because it is pretty smooth on both sides. And yeah, we'll get this opened up, put the car back round, and on we go. Right, screwdriver found, 4 screws out, hopefully they'll come out nice and easy. Yeah, this one does anyway. There's 1, try and get this on camera for you. 1, put it there. 2, 3. No idea why they're using Phillips here. I mean, everything else on the car pretty much I think's Allen keys, but Phillips screws are just stupidity to me. It should all be 2.5 2mm Allen bolts, but like I say, it's not a big deal, it's just a bit odd. I feel like cracking open now, so this will be my first look inside here as well, obviously, as you know. So let's see what's inside it. Yeah, it's quite a bit of grease in there, to be fair, maybe not tons. The gears, they actually look in very good condition, to be honest. So you can see them in there, turning nicely. Get the zoom, just put my finger on it to do this, but yeah, they've all got nice meaty teeth, nothing's been slipping in there, which is always a good sign. So what I'll do off camera is I'll take this out, clean everything all up, then once they're all clean, what we'll do is we'll get some different oils in here, we'll really fill it up. I'm probably going to go for just the extreme side here. We'll go for some 250,000, that'll maybe not lock it up, but it'll be a lot stiffer, I'd imagine, and hopefully that'll help for my drifting anyway, a bit more fun. Not that you can have more fun because the car's superb, but it might make it a bit more of a drift beast than it already is with a sort of heavier oil. So we'll stick some of this in once I've got it cleaned out. Right, there we go, that's as clean as I can kind of be bothered getting it done. Nothing too bad left in there, maybe a little bit, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it, and we'll get some of this heavy oil in here and squeeze this out a bit. Big dollop. Don't want to go too crazy, but nope, trying to do it one-handed isn't the best idea. It's really thick, this stuff. So I've got that in there. Probably put the lid on just loosely just now. I could probably wait for it to actually find its own way down, but I'll put this in, give it a turn, which already with the screws on I can feel how tight this feels, almost fully locked up. And I think once that settles, that should be enough. Just for purposes of the video, I'm not going to stand and wait for ages for it to come to a level. Realistically, what you should do put it in, sit and wait for a while, but we've got that in. We'll get these screws back on just now. We'll not put the screws on before we put the spur on, obviously. We'll get the spur gear on, the screws on, then we'll come back once it's all in the car and we'll get a little feely how it's feeling, sort of with the gears all back together. Right guys, there we go, gear back on, mesh made, so now it's full metal set up in here. Zoomed in a bit too much there for you. So basically all I've got to do now is take the car out, get a run at it, all going well. If I get time tomorrow, I might try and get a video up with the car at my usual drift spot where you've all seen me doing it in the sort of old skate park area. We'll get a little test of the car, see if it's any crazier or if it makes the car worse, or I don't really know till I try it. But the main thing is just we've got a metal gear now. We'll have a little bit more top speed if we want it, and I don't think it will really affect the battery life of this car, purely because it's really good on batteries. It's quite light. It's only a 3 tooth difference that the car's got now. So yeah, look forward to doing that, and I'll see you guys with that video very soon. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and like I say, I'm going to try and keep on getting a bit more videos out than I have been in the last month or so. So take care guys, and I'll see you very shortly. Paul out, bye.